Yo,
That
yo,
was
that was incredible.
amazing.
That
Like
was an
what?
incredible song.
What
Oh,
the freak?
so have you listened to a Eminem album like in full, like
Yes,
all the way through?
the Marshall Mathers LP. I listened to Relapse
Ah,
and I listened to Encore. That's
so
the
what? You
only three.
never listened to the Slim Shady LP? This is a great album, dude.
No.
When I was a young boy, I loved Eminem. He was my favorite rapper. I'm young, I'm listening to the Slim Shady LP, Marshall Mathers LP. I love that album still to this day. That's a top tier rap album. But I don't know, even going back, like when you're young and you really don't care about like the content of what's being said and you're just like trying to be impressed by words, Eminem is that guy. I just can't relate to this music. I don't be doing this type of
Domestic
stuff,
abuse.
man.
Yeah, he would say some wild stuff. That's all. When I was young, I think it was I think it was the Marshall Mathers LP was one of the first rap albums I got. I was like, this is okay. And then I listened to, Nas and stuff, and I was like, okay, this is fire.
Marshall Mathers LP is a great album, bro.
It's a great
Great
album,
album.
but I appreciated Nas more. I got Encore, and then I was like, this is the worst. With Eminem, it's so vague, but it's just bad for me.
Even to this day, Slim Shady LP, Marshall Mathers LP, Eminem Show. I love all these albums. I listen to every Eminem album at least once. Like I've heard Relapse a couple of times, and I deleted that right away. Downloaded it, and then I listened to it. I was like, nah. Then I was like, this was when I still had hope that Eminem could be good. And then I re-downloaded it again. I was like, maybe it's better because I hear a lot of people actually enjoy Relapse. A lot of people are looking back at Relapse like it's a good album. Like people
Mm,
are, which
I
I
don't
will
know.
admit, if you compare Relapse to anything he's put out in the last 5 years, yes.
Only Hall of Fame I'll be inducted in is the Alcohol of Fame on the wall of shame.
I'm optimistic. That's all I got to say. Even for his later stuff, who's to say?
I just like it. You might find something from it. My biggest issue with later career Eminem is he tries too hard to be pop. I don't like when he has like pop singers doing his chorus. Like that just doesn't sound right to me. Why is the guy from Fun singing on an Eminem song, dude?
The views and events expressed here are totally fucked. Children should not partake in the listening of this album.
My name is what? My name is
This is a classic though.
My name is what? My name is Hi kids, do you like violence? Wanna see me stick 9-inch nails? Try sit and get fucked up worse than my life is? Figure out which Spice Girl I wanna impregnate.
You a basic. Why's your face ripped?
And rip Pamela Lee's tits off and smacked her so hard I knocked her clothes backwards like Chris Paul. Don't give a
This
fuck.
fire.
God sip my
This goes hard, dude.
Chased him with a stapler. Stapled his nuts to a stack of paper. I just found out my mom does more dope than I do. Make a record about doing drugs. And try to touch her hands like some screaming Usher fans. I'm not ready to leave. It's too scary to die. I'll have to be carried inside the cemetery. I just drank and fit the vodka. Dare me to drive?
That's an iconic lyric.
Breastfeed me, mom. You ain't got no tits. I'll bulletproof vest on and shoot myself in the head. Bang.
I miss how insane. This is nostalgic, bro. LimeWire download, bro. So that's a classic. I mean, that's the song everyone's heard, man. We've all heard My Name Is, dude.
Lyrically, that was amazing.
He's just gifted. It sounds like I know he's trying. I know he's in there like focusing on the syllables and how the rhyme schemes fit together. But it just sounds like he's not even trying.
It sounded effortless. Felt like it didn't even feel like 4 minutes. It just went through a
Yeah.
whole sequence of his life.
I mean, it wasn't about anything. It was just introducing the character of Slim
Yeah.
Shady, I guess. I know Eminem has content. I know he raps about emotional topics and real things. I know that that's this thing, but I don't know. Like when I'm listening to rap, like when I put on Cameron and he's rapping, Cameron makes me feel like I need to go out there and rob people. I mean, it might not be a positive thing.
I got 800 invisible men. That mean it could be the bank man, person at the gas station filling up your tank, fam.
He puts you in that zone, but he does have content. I'm just saying that's one of the reasons like a lot of Eminem's hit songs, they aren't really about anything specific. These skits, I forgot about these skits, bro. Why do rap albums be having too many skits, dude? I be skipping these skits, man, unless it's like Good Kid, Mad City or something.
All right, stop. Now before you walk in the door of the liquor store and try to get money out the drawer, your motherfucking conscience.
This is such a good song conceptually.
Look at the store clerk, she's older than George Burns.
Shoot that bitch. Can you afford to blow this shit? I do that rich.
Do it, it's not worth it to risk it. Not over this shit.
Stop.
Drop the biscuit.
Slip this in a drink. Now all you
Bro.
gotta do is nibble on this little.
Only 15 years old. You shouldn't.
Yo,
Look at her bush. Does it got hair? This bitch right here on the spot bare. Help, landed on his dick.
this song conceptually still holds up. I'm not gonna be that moral person that's like Slim Shady is doing the wrong thing. I understand, like, this is a fictional character. We all know that person that got caught up with like a minor at the club or something. I always wonder how this happens. I'm like, I've never been out and like mistaken someone for, like, I don't care what if you're in a club and the lights, I'm like, I could look at someone and be like, this is a 15-year-old.
Somebody had literally had that type of conversation with somebody. They're like, wow, you look something, and they're like, yeah, I'm 15, and he's like, whoa, and I'm just witnessing this, and I'm like, dude, what is wrong with you? This is clearly a 15-year-old, the way, the whole demeanor, and then he's just like, I didn't even know, bro.
The weirdest scenario I ever heard was this guy was like at a house party, just making out, just kissing this girl, you know, going all in, and then he was like, you know what, don't even tell me how old you are. And then the girl was like, actually, I'm 19. And he was like, what? Like, because he wanted her to be younger, I guess, in his fantasy.
Oh my gosh. This is in person that you heard? Or
No,
is
this is
like
just
something...
this
Oh
is
my
just
gosh.
I didn't, you know, if I witnessed this happening.
Drop kicked the dude.
Lyrical, that was just a good, I know Dr. Dre doesn't write his lyrics. But shout out to Eminem for writing these Dr. Dre lyrics that it doesn't sound like a, because, you know, sometimes, like, especially if you listen to that Compton album for the soundtrack to the Straight Outta Compton, like, even when Dr. Dre raps on that album, it doesn't sound like Dr. Dre. Even though I know Dr. Dre doesn't write any of his lyrics, if you listen to The Chronic from the 90s, even though that's ghostwriters all around, they wrote the bars to be tailored to his voice. But, like, if you listen to that Compton album, like, the Kendrick Dr. Dre just sounds like a Kendrick. Like, even though it's Dr. Dre, or like, you can tell, like, this sounds like King Los or whatever. But
Yeah.
shout out to Eminem on this song for writing the Dr. Dre verses to actually sound like something Dr. Dre would say. Because that's the talent of a ghostwriter, man. Brain Damage. This is my favorite. This might be my favorite Eminem song of all time.
These are the results of 1,000 electric volts. A neck with bolts, wore spectacles with tape
The Maltese.
A corny looking white boy. This kid said, it's you and I, 3 o'clock sharp this afternoon, you die. I already gave you my lunch money. What more do you want from me? Try to fake a stomach ache, it works. I'm teacher, quick, I need a naked nurse. What, don't you want to give me after school detention? Nah, that bully wants to beat your ass and I'ma let him.
That sounds like our teachers.
The position to beat me into submission. Soak my clothes in blood, grab me and choke my throat. Principal walked in and started helping him stomp me. Grab some sharp objects, brooms and foreign tools. Then spill, I'm getting you back, bully. Now once and for good. And swung hard as I could. And beat him over the head with it till I broke the wood. His chest with 1 foot. Made it home later that same day. Beat me over the head with the remote control. Opened a hole and my whole brain fell out of my skull.
I just love that this is just such a ridiculous story that I feel like would happen in our life.
That was fire.
I think that's my favorite Eminem song.
This is a fire song. Because
This-
it's
I-
so
this-
relatable and for our lives. That it was like, yeah, this sounds like one of the kids that got destroyed.
Like, at random, even though I don't be listening to Eminem much anymore, I'll just be in my head, like, these are the results of 1,000 electric volts. Like, it just like repeats in my mind, man. Could be cringe. Like, when he raps like this now and tries to be all zany and absurd, it just sounds cringy. Maybe it's because he's like 50 but it just feels dad-like. Like when he talks about, like, the mom beating him over the head and then his brain fell out of his skull and puts it back in and sews it shut with staples, like, that's just so over the top that it comes back around that it's funny, man.
I gotta figure out how this is gonna be, where he does this in his dad form, and it's just cringe. This was really fire. Like,
Dude, honestly, it may never get cringe to you. You may just continually like it. Well, I feel like you might not like the production and the pop. I mean, you remember she leaving out the window. I guess that's why they call it window pane.
To leave out the window, guess that's why they call it window pane.
yeah, that's when I was like, I don't know about this song.
Should we listen to these skits?
We got to listen to them.
These skits are cringe. Okay.
Attorney at law, listen, I listened to the rough copy. Can you tone it down a little bit? Because there's only so much I can explain.
See, this is the production I want Eminem on. I'm not trying to hear synthesizers and women singing on the choruses, man.
But they really your enemies with secret identities and disguises to hide their true colors. What makes a man act funny.
Dude, this is like a Nas song.
I'm tired of backstabbing ass snakes with friendly grins. Always giving in when this bottle of Henny wins. If I had a magic wand, we out robbing armored trucks. If I had one wish for the whole world to kiss. I'm tired of being white trash, broken, always poor.
This is really good. Like, take Eminem out of this. This from rap music. This is what I like. Just give me a beat and give me bars, man. A beat and bars.
A kick and drum beat goes a long way than just a bunch of synthesizers and a bunch of different noises. It's very bare bones, but it has so much substance behind it.
If
So
this
much
came
substance.
out today, there would be like Skylar Grey on the chorus, like if I had, like, you know, doing something, and then it would be a weird flow. He'd be rapping like this or something. Like,
You know, Ed Sheeran is the Ed Sheeran rap
dude,
song.
Ed
or something
Sheeran
like-
is on Eminem's latest album.
It brings me into like, God, it's been a while since I've listened to something like this, and it feels great.
If I'm listening to a rapper, I need, well, you know, outside of like, you know, competent, you don't have to be in a, like, say, take Young Jeezy, for example. Jeezy
Yeah.
is not the best lyricist, but you feel what he says. Like, you know, when he says like, you know, so much white, it'll hurt your eyes. Like that, that's not that deep. You know, and he's just talking about how he's moving that much cocaine, but he says it with so much passion that, like, I don't know, you feel it. Like, you feel like you're there.
Yeah.
I need to feel what you're saying. But also, and I mean, I've listened to rappers that aren't like this, but like, if you're gonna be my favorite, I need you to sound like, you have to be cool. It can be genuine to you. Like, Eminem was cool on this because he was being himself. But like, I don't know, I need to feel like you're a cool person. Like, you can't be corny. You can't be saying lame things. I can't feel like you a corny guy on the mic, man. Did Spotify just take down the lyrics?
Well, I think it's so inappropriate that Spotify yeeted it. I think what I had to do was listen to the extended cut. I'm going back and forth to check which the original sound, because it's censored. And I'm like, I can't listen to
Wait, you
this.
don't have just the Slim Shady LP? I'm listening to the explicit version. Dude, just type in the Slim Shady LP. This sounds like some East Coast boom bap, like Nas would be like rapping this type of stuff, man.
Okay, I got it. Because I was like, why is it? I can't even understand what he's saying, because it's just dude, they censored so much.
You've been listening to censored.
I got to like my name is, and I was like, this doesn't sound right.
What are they dragging, bro?
A sandwich is what I hear when you buy McDonald's.
Just cleaning up. What are they dragging,
Oh
bro?
yeah, all the fries and popcorn that's in the back of your.
Mama, she's taking a little nap in the trunk. Oh, that smell. Daddy must have run over a skunk. Don't play with Daddy's toy knife, honey. Let go of it. Don't you want to help Daddy build a sandcastle? And Mama said she wants to show you how far she can float. The booba wanna throw. It's just a little scratch. It don't hurt.
I forgot how disturbing this is.
I remember you played the most disturbing Eminem song all night.
A place called heaven and a place called hell. A place called prison and a place called jail.
This flow reminds me of DMX.
Do mad different faces, like Masons, to find my way. And now I know that happy days are not far away.
There's a place called heaven. There's a place called hell. This is a disturbing song to literally involve like audio samples of the daughter, and like, this is disturbing, dude. Like, I can't lie, bro. Like, looking back as an adult listening to this.
We'll tie it to her footsie, then we'll roll her off the dock. Ready now? Here we go. There goes Mama splashing in the water.
That was disturbing, but I've heard this so many times that I'm kind of desensitized to it.
You were younger. You was playing the most. You had like a disturbed Eminem playlist that you had me listen to. And I was like, what the freak? And you were just laughing maniacally while eating pizza, bro.
Looking back at this as like a 25-year-old, this is really like,
Yeah.
I feel like when we were young, we were like, oh yeah, Kim is a bad, she's bad because Eminem says she's bad. Kim may have done some messed up things, but to make a full song
about her tying her up, choking her, or cutting her throat to death, and then throwing her over the lake. This is.
Well, she's like rotting in the back because remember she was like, "What's that smell?" Daddy ran over a skunk.
Yeah.
To make this like with real audio, because this is real audio tapes of Haley. Like this is his real daughter. Like that he sampled. This is really disturbing. Like this is like people getting on Kanye for being obsessive. Remember doing weird. This is pretty messed up, bro.
My dad was a rapper, and he's just talking about murking my family members just nonstop, and I'm just like, why are you putting audio of me?
Like if I had a homie, I'm gonna be a rapper, and it's my song, and I hear this, I'd be like, you lame. Like this what you doing? This what you thinking about? This is what white people be thinking about, bro.
Dude, that's the funny thing. Is like ICP, Eminem would only rap about like killing family members and all of this. Murdering family members and doing like horror stuff like this.
This for white people. This dude, Eminem is like quintessential. This is white people stuff. That's one of the reasons I kind of faded away. Like as you get older and you kind of like become more into yourself, I was like, this is white people stuff. This isn't me.
Eminem in her car. It is the most disgusting thing I have ever heard in my entire life. Disgusting he is. It like makes me upset. I'm now nauseous and I can't eat lunch. Goodbye.
I mean, hey, I totally.
After listening to that, 97 Body Cloud, you would be like, okay, enough of this.
I know the stance. You got to justify. He's just saying how you feel. Like, dude. This is weird.
The
bro.
Eminem supporters. I can't imagine. This is just a lighthearted song, It's just tricycling and they're having fun, parents and daughter.
It's weird, bro. If he wrote a general song about someone murdering their girl and talking, like, it'd be okay. But the fact that he is talking about, he's naming his actual baby mama. He has his actual child sampled in the, like, if this was just a general song, I'd be okay with it, but this is just weirdly personal, dude. I listen to this a lot as a boy.
I'm cancerous, so when I did, she wouldn't want to answer this. The rap you wrote for cannabis. I strangle you to death and I choke you again. Take you on Jerry Springer and beat your ass legally. I get too blunted on me and do exactly what the song says. I'm dumb enough to walk in a store and steal Lauryn Hill. Some people only see that I'm white.
This is Lauryn Hill era. Miseducation just dropped. The bars are just great, bro.
It's just a continuous flow.
Dude, bars. This man can rap. There's like, oh man. Absurdity goes so far. Like the way he says, like he knocked, like they knocked on the door, so I've had to pause the orgy to like just these random like absurd like I don't know, when he goes this far now, it's like it's not far enough to where it's not corny.
It's so vivid and so clear on what he is explaining and what's happening. It's abnormal to hear him go from one part to the next. It's so seamless. It's so crazy.
I'm not sure if I consider this a downside, but I think it's kind of holding it. Imagine right now, you're 17 years old and you're listening to this album. You're not going to know who any of these people are. You know these references that he makes all the time?
A guy now would be like, who the freak is Lauryn Hill?
Pam and Tommy. And I know the references he's talking about, but whenever I'm listening to old Eminem, he references so much pop culture, like of the time, that's like very specific, that I'm like what is a modern 15-year-old? Like, he's going to be very confused. He's going to be like, I don't know who these people are. Even if you didn't know these cultural references, he's clever enough. There's so many bars, bro.
It's so good. It just feels like, it's just so. It is also weird because like I coming from like Blueface jokes.
Off the flow, hide the west side just to catch him slipping. Pull up outside with a briefcase. It's time to handle business.
Night and day. It's completely night and day.
But I mean, the horror nature of it. I mean, Biggie was doing horror type stuff.
Yeah, he was doing horror.
Fucking kidnap kids, fuck them in they ass, throw them over the bridge. That's how it is.
Oh, this beat.
Yeah.
This is my favorite beat on the album.
It's better than heroin, hitting the booze in the gym. So help you get in touch with your roots. We'll get barefoot, butt naked, and run in the woods. So trash. Oh, dang. I ain't mean for you to eat the whole bag.
That's how white people feel when they listen to gangster rap. Like, when they can't relate to gangster rap.
World's not against you. I'm sorry if I ya. So what you had your little coochie in your dad's mouth? That ain't no reason to start wigging and spaz out and lights off. She's gonna die, dude. I know, and it's my fault. I never meant to give you my
This beat
Beat
was crazy.
Beat was fire.
Beat was fine. Beat was good. Yeah, rap was really bad.
Absolutely. Hey,
We would never we would never be in this position though.
How we can appreciate the lyrical dexterity and that he's a great rapper, but I just feel nothing for this song outside of the beat and the melody. Is this how white people feel when they listen to some gangster rap about like the streets and they're like, I don't relate to this, I don't feel it. And then they listen to this and they feel it, but we don't really care for this. Like,
Yeah,
is that the same feeling?
Well, this feels almost cartoony. Like, I guess.
I could see a white person hearing like, let's take race out of this. A non-urban person like not feeling that.
I could see somebody who was in the suburbs. And,
I never heard a rapper rap about shrooms out besides him.
Actually, yeah, you're right.
It's only in the last 10 years where rappers are like really going hard about doing drugs. Remember, rappers were like, when we were growing up, rappers were like, they were selling drugs, but they weren't really talking about doing drugs. It was like, if you did drugs, you were lame. And I understand this is a character, this is Slim Shady, but like, I don't have any desire to listen to this, bro. If there were a few throwaway lines broaching this topic, I'd be, but this like a whole song, I'm not trying to hear this, man.
This is a problematic album. I don't know about this. What?
Hey there, cockboy. You want to get a hotel room with me?
This is how white people.
Okay.
This is what I mean by white people stuff. No black person is calling their homie doing this, bro.
I got a manager who talks just like that, and he's just like, "Come on, bro, yeah, I'm janitors," and I'm like,
"That's all he does." Dude, white people love to talk about some genitals, bro. I don't know what's up with white people. You get too many, like you hang out with one white person and you're with a mixed race or mostly black people, they'll cool down. Two black people, it might get weird, but you get three, they're gonna be within themselves, like like doing some weird stuff.
And they go on talking about the mom, like your mom was so hot, bro, but I do all this weird stuff and say weird phrases. And I'm like, stop.
There's a Cameron skit and song on Come Home With Me called Stop Calling. This Cameron is smashing this dude's girl, and the dude is calling him like, can you leave my girl alone? And he's just like, nah. And the whole song is just savage. Like,
open your eyelids, cause that last abortion, that was my kid. That car you bought, I be driving it. Hey, while I'm driving it.
And I'd rather listen to that because it's less graphic than this.
Okay, but the beat's already.
Sounds like a Biggie beat.
My favorite color is red, like the bloodshed from Kurt Cobain's head. In Hills tape so where kids could starve. Thought I was living full-blown AIDS and a sore throat. I got a wardrobe with an orange, that's why I write songs where I die at the end. Cause I don't give a fuck, like my middle finger was stuck. Come on, everybody. I'm a motherfucking Beastie Boy. So I told him I was Mike D. Concert. I'll be standing by the Loch Ness Monster. I'm gonna peace out.
It sounds like a beat Fabulous would rap over.
Yeah.
But I would enjoy that song more.
Had enough liquor in jungle trees that both of us would have got sick. I had lung disease. I remember every gesture made during the escapade in the back of the Escalade.
So just remember when I bomb your set. Yo, I only cuss to make your mom upset.
That song was honestly kind of boring. I can't look. It was just
other than the beat. Yeah, it was. I was kind of worried, generally, because. Song, I was like, where is this gonna go? And it was pretty general and stuff. So I mean, yeah, it's an okay song. It's just,
I was kind of bored. I don't have anything specific. It wasn't so extremely like outrageous, but Rock Bottom is a classic. I think this was one of the first Eminem songs I really liked because like I feel like this is relatable to everyone.
All the happy people who have real nice lives. Feel like I'm walking a tightrope without a circus net. Popping Percocet, about to burst the tech, and somebody to reverse the debt rage. Especially when I'm engaged and my daughter's down to
I love some boom bap.
Maybe I'll ask nicer. Watching ballers while they be all along to blow up and leave the past behind us. Along with haters turning bitch like they have vaginas.
This is my favorite type of Eminem, when he's just in his boom bap.
Sick of working dead end jobs with lame pay. And I'm tired of being hired and fired the same day. Depressed and smoke a pound of cess a day. And yesterday went by so quick, I got problems. Now everybody on my block's got them. I'm screaming like them two cops when two cops shunks are wearing look like they got a few rocks on them. And while you flaunt them, I could be taking them out.
His flow is crazy, man. Yeah, that song is still a classic. That song hits, man.
It's a slapping song, man.
I feel like everyone can relate to this. Like, you don't have to be from the streets. You don't have to be black. His flow was crazy. The rhyme schemes, dude. Like, this song just encapsulates that feeling. This song is really good, man. That's a top tier. It's my favorite type of hip hop. Boom bap. Give me like a and just rhyme over it. Just say what you feeling, man. I remember liking this.
Brain dead like Jim Brady. I'm an M80.
It's beat.
I'm buzzing. Dirty dozen. Person that you play is worse than Marty Schottenheimer. You whacking in the motherfucker.
Yeah, okay, I remember liking this a lot.
Bought a ticket to your concert to come and whip your ass. Bitch, I'm coming out swinging. Slit your motherfucking throat worse than Ron Goldman. So when you see me on your block with 2 blocks screaming fuck the world like Tupac.
Okay, I like this a lot.
Tell your friends my shit is whack. I just don't give a fuck. I melt vanilla ice like silicone. I melt with no seasoning. This is a sneak preview. And your dead body inside of a fucking trash can with more holes than an Afghan. So doing up while this record is spinning. Clinically brain dead. I don't need a second opinion.
This is a bar fest. This is a bar fest.
And when you see me on your block with 2 blocks screaming fuck the world like Tupac, you on the street and duck. Cause you finna get stuck, stolen, snuck.
Yo.
That was
incredible.
Amazing.
That
like,
was an
what?
Incredible song.
What
Oh.
the freak? That beat, that flow, everything was perfect.
He was going problematic at times, but it didn't just stay there and like go into this wild concept. Like, I feel like he was on topic for the most part, dude.
Yeah, this
and
was the most on topic one, yeah.
And I feel like the rage was pointed at a specific person rather than just general mayhem happening.
This is also something that
And
a lot of
yeah,
people relate to as well.
That beat was
like
crazy.
rock bottom.
If I was talking to my rap people and they never heard Eminem, I would show them this song.
Yeah.
But dude, he was rhyming. And it was not corny at all, bro. It's just I've heard Eminem be corny so much that I almost forget that he's an excellent rapper.
You sounded in such a tone that you were like surprised. You were just like, dude, what am I hearing? Dude, I saw the emotion in your eyes, the twinkle in your eyes.
I'll bite your style just to make it fresher. I miss this, man.
Dude, you sound like a father who's lost their child, or the child lost their way.
I was listening to Eminem every day as a boy.
You were passionate about it. I remember when we first met, you were like, dude, Eminem. And I'm like, yeah, Eminem's pretty cool. And it just got progressive. Usually you talk less and less. The years go by until you were just like, for at least a few years, you were said nothing. And then out of nowhere, you're like, man, Eminem has ruined my life.
He was dropping bad music, encore. And then he came back with remember the verse on Forever? That was a great verse. I was like, Eminem is back. And then he never came back, bro. He dropped Relapse. No. Recovery was okay, but it was not what I want from hip hop. Rihanna had Not Afraid. I hate that song, bro.
Oh, that song.
I hate Not Afraid.
I'm not a fan of I'm Not Afraid to take a stand. Everybody.
I don't like Spacebound. I'm a spacebound rocket ship over. No, I'm not trying to hear this from Eminem, bro. Dude, they were going up with the Not Afraid, bro. They loved it. Love the Way You Lie. Rihanna, if that was just a Rihanna song, and I didn't have to hear Eminem talk about leaving out the window, guess that's why they called it window pane.
Leave out the window, guess that's why they call it window pane.
I might like that song, bro.
I hang with a bunch of hippies and wacky tobacco planters, cause we dope as fuck and only get it tuned in the source, yo. It all started when my mother took my bike away, cause I murdered my guinea pig and stuck him in a microwave. Clapping teachers and jacking off in front of my counselors. Big, you walked in the big panties and stepped on Jenny Craig. Put me in a headlock, then I thought I'm a guinea pig. I felt the evilness and started transforming. Kids hide this tape from their parents like bad report cards. Outside, Taylor standing by a pail of garbage. It's almost dark and I'm still trying to nail a trailer park bit. With an uppercut, hit me with a basket of laundry. Scene, jumped up with a broken back. Thank God I was smoking crack. All I wanted to do was hit the bitch and snatch her purse. Now I wanna kill her. Turned around and run, twisted my ankle and sprained it. Begged no, please let go. But she swallowed my fucking leg hole like an egg roll. And sliced off her right nipple. Just trying to buy me some time to trick. Go, go, gadget dick.
Now I know where one of my bosses get this. He says, go catch it all the time.
He would never. The beat was okay. The beat was good. The flow was good.
Yeah.
But
it went really, I think this was a little too far.
I just know if the stands find this, they're going to be, you guys are sensitive. I promise you, we are the most.
We're not, sensitive. Dude. Oh my gosh.
I can promise you that.
We are not sensitive. I think this was just a little too silly.
This was just cringe. This was like that one guy in class being cringy, bro.
Oh, dude. Yes. The guy who's just like, I'm gonna gross him out by just talking about nothing but crotches and stuff. And
yes. Telling me you're gonna be riding through the hood. You're gonna have the windows down on a summer's day. You know, you got the lean. You telling me you riding through the streets?
Somebody with some clown shoes on and like makeup and all this.
This is just a weird guy got to be listening to this. Bro.
This is not the lean back, doing your thing, chill song. This is more like, you know, I'm climbing through your window with lead paint in my mouth.
And I'm wearing a tell all your friends. So I know there's vibes. There's vibes. There's not every song. Like I'm not listening to tell all your friends to be lean back feeling cool. I don't know what vibe I would ever
what I can't even imagine
this, bro.
I can't even think where to even scenario it. Can't even do it at no friends family thing or like I can't even play this around my friends. This would be
you got to be around white people. You got to be around white people.
Yeah, this is the white only song to play.
Who came through with 2 blocks to terrorize your borough? Told you how to slap dips, kill me while my name's hot, and shoot me 25 times in the same spot. Purple haze and acid rain drops at boy. I told you that I can't stop. Mushrooms, I got acid, I got tabs and aspirin tabs. My teacher sucked my wee-wee in preschool. Still broke and had the #1 club hit.
What club is playing Eminem music? That was okay.
Yeah, it was okay. Beat was fire. Felt like a throwback. What I'm noticing is that there's a tolerance to how many times he does the whole gross out thing that I can take. And it's just like, no. It's like if he did less of it and stuff, because the beat and everything is perfect, but then he'd be like, my pee-pee and all this. I'm like, no, it's taking me out of it.
I compare this to Cameron a lot because I feel like early Cam and early Eminem they came out around the same time and they were very similar. Like if you listen to Confession to Fire and STE, like the flows are kind of similar. Cameron out of nowhere will be like, so I slapped her. Why? Because I ain't slap a hoe in a minute. Like
she's so independent, but I slap her. Why? Because I ain't slap a hoe in a minute.
He just says stuff like that at random.
But for me, it's like, haha, Cameron. Whatever that, I'm just like,
But Eminem would be like, I slapped her because I ain't slap a hoe in a minute. Mutilate the corpse and put it up. Like he's gonna.
And I'm like, stop it, Eminem, stop. It's like 2 kids, you know, like one kid's doing like, hey, look what I did, and then the one kid tries to do it, but he goes too far. You're like, no, stop.
I'm not trying to hear this ever. Even if we not like it, he's still rapping well on every song.
Yes.
Bad Meets Evil, which with Royce da 5'9". I enjoy Royce music more than Eminem. I think Royce is a better rapper. Eminem's homie that died, Proof. Dude, listen to Proof's album. That is a great album.
Don't speak. I float in the air, wrapped in a sheet. I'm not a real person. I'm a ghost trapped in a beat. When my voice is ready, can get in
Two cars and accelerated each other to see which one will swerve first. Kiss the cheek of the devil. Intelligence level is hellier than treble. Peaking on speakers in the ghetto. The Patriot, one track site without source. I buried the Christ parade and attempting to take over the earth.
Cause this is what happens when bad meets evil.
This beat is amazing.
Cold enough to make the seasons change in the freezing rain.
Bad enough to commit. Survive long enough to kill my soul after I'm dead. When in danger is funny.
That's the bar.
Think that eyebrow raising to me. From all angles of us. Flash and mag loud enough to cast the avalanche.
You won't see me like fat people in steam rooms.
That was great, bro. That was just a good lyrical exercise. That wasn't cringe. He wasn't saying some weird stuff in there, bro. It was just a good time, dude.
It was almost like a battle.
I love the effect that they have on Eminem's voice, where it sounded like a kind of grainy.
Owning off of one joint, stopping a limo, hopped in the window. What year is this? Fucking
Yo.
needle, here's a sword, body pierced with this. With the sharpest knife I can grab, come back the next week and reopen this scab. In the blood, emptying full clips and burying guns in the mud. I could walk around straight for 2 months with a buzz. My body still being operated on. I'm ducked the fuck down, still going to. To all the people I've offended, yeah, fuck you too. So fast when your blood spilled, it was still blue. I tell Saddam not to bother with making another bomb, cause I'm crushing the whole world in my palm. For the people I've offended, yeah, fuck you too. Every time I reminisce, yo, I miss my past. Can't rap anymore, I just murdered the alphabet. Drug sickness got me doing something wrong from crack so bad my blood itches. I'm here in the first place, my worst day on this earth was my first birthday.
That was good. Still say this is a great album, dude. It's just, I feel, there's someone that will really like this and will really relate to this and will really feel everything he's saying. People like Michael Martinez on Twitter, who listens to Relapse every single day of his life, like a wild man. But a nigga like me, no. I think he's a top 5 rapper of all time still.
Certain songs from this album, yes, I would play on repeat. Some of the songs I can't just play around, even around my dog.
I can't see myself jamming to this, man. But looking at this, just objectively taking my personal thought, I think it's a great album. Even if I'm not vibing with something, I can still acknowledge that it's greatness. So yeah, great album.
I know I'm still supposed to hate you. I know I'm still supposed to hate you. Tonight is tense and we miss you. Phone calls at 3 a.m. The ones I